Outside Nigeria now, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres says he hopes the UN Security Council will agree to send 900 extra troops to protect civilians in the Central African Republic. This comes amid a push by the US to cut United Nations peacekeeping costs. Guterres stressed the need to increase the capacity of troops in the Central African Republic to protect civilians as communal tensions are growing. Security risk and crisis management analyst Femi Aratokun joins me now to review this issue. Thank you for joining me on the news.
Good morning.
Well, this troop increase is coming just as the U.S. is pushing to cut UN peacekeeping costs. How do you think the UN Security Council will respond to this?
Thank you for having me again once. I think it's always a very good idea for us to discuss about African issues when it comes to African security that matters to life. However, what the Americans should try to understand, it is a UN mandate and they have to fulfill their mandate because lives are at risk and vulnerable people are there in the middle of the crossfire between the Muslim Selika, the government, and the president as well. Now everything is turning into an ethnic tension, ethnic crisis that we don't really know where we're going with the Central African Republic crisis at the moment. So for us now talking about 900 troops just to come and keep peace in Africa within the C.A.R. is just too serious that the US shouldn't just turn back or start thinking of cutting costs or cutting budget on the UN.
All right, now the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres says peacekeepers had helped avert the worst atrocities in the Central African Republic. Now, how do you juxtapose that statement with all the allegations of sexual abuse that have dogged the peacekeepers?
Let me put it to you this way. A lot of atrocities seems to be going on, and the C.A.R. government is playing down genocide. But let us be honest with each other, genocide is actually taking place. Let us look at the statistics. We have more than 600 IDPs right now in Central African Republic. We have over 500,000 now out of the cross-border again. Now we have 2.5 million or more than in need of special aids, medical attention, and a whole lot of other stuff. Now we have the military or the peacekeepers that have committed some atrocities. A whole lot is happening. Some of the soldiers are actually being asked to go back to their various countries, and we still need more help. So we need the UN to look properly into what the situation is and how best to tackle it so that we can help the vulnerable within this crisis at the moment. The crisis is ongoing, but I think the media seems to be playing it down. But I think right now, TVC, thank you so much for bringing it back to light, that we need to step it up. And I think our African leaders need to do more. If the UN is not ready or if America is not ready to support, we need to support ourselves. This is our continent, this is our country, and we need to support them as well.
The United States is a veto-wielding member of the Security Council, and they are already canvassing just 25% funding. Now, do you think this extra 900 peacekeepers will be allowed to fly?
Well, if you look at the mandate we're talking about, the UN has promised 12,000 ever since 2014 that the first deployment were actually done. Now, what is in 900? After all, this 900 will be picked randomly from different countries. So what we are saying is this 900 is actually not enough. We're not even talking about 1,200 plus. We're not talking about even 1,000. How are we so sure that we're going to even have the 900 to talk about or to even put on ground? So the point is this. US should just have to look back and think carefully that we are talking about lives over here. We're not talking about forests. We're not talking about trees. We're talking about living things that are really vulnerable. We need to do more. We need to help.
Indeed, and that leads me to my next question, which is how much impact can 900 peacekeepers possibly do to the existing peacekeepers currently on ground?
Well, if you look at the number of existing peacekeepers on ground, a lot of them are actually suffering from stress disorder at the moment. Some are actually wounded. Some are actually facing one thing or the other. But what I'm saying is this, 900 is not enough. In a country whereby we need help, I mean, the 2.5 million that needs aid is actually there. We still don't know how to tackle that. We have over 600,000 that fled their homes. We're still looking into how to relocate them back. And we have some that are still within the borders, more than 600,000. So if you look at this calculation we've put together, what is 900? So I mean, it's a bit too much for US. A good democratic government to be talking about or playing down that 900 has got to be looked into, and they want to cut the budget from 28% down to 25% in the budget. Let us look at the budget we're talking about again. Worldwide, annually, UN spend close to about $8 billion on different kind of peacekeeping missions. So what is Africa doing? We Africans need to step it up. We need to come together and tell the UN and tell the American government that, look, enough is enough. This is what we're talking about. It is about our lives. It is about properties. It is about future. It is about generation. We need to save them.
And we have to leave it there. Femi Aratokun, Security Risk and Crisis Management Analyst, thank you for being with us on TVC News this hour.
Thank you, sir.